come sit with her. Queens over, they ain't similar. World changer women, we be feeling them. All around the world, they be screaming now. She gon' be like,
I think there's many soulmates.
I like that.
I think there's many.
I like that a lot.
Have I met one
I
of
like
them?
that. I love that. Break it down. What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm gonna act ignorant. What do you mean? Isn't there only one soulmate? What are you talking about? Why'd you say there's more than soulmate?
It's absurd to think with as many differences and different incarnations of man that exist in this world for you to think that there's only one that is supposed to be for you. That's a deluded specialness. That is a disease.
Deluded special. I'm loving this conversation right now. You got them sound bites. You suffer from a deluded specialness. Go on, carry on. A disease. You suffer. Oh shit! Come on. Yeah, go on. Fucking hornet.
But because we're told that there's supposed to be this one person, and that's so unfortunate because you miss out on all the people.
Damn, you got in
all
it.
The people.
You miss out on all the people.
When people, when lovers threaten, like, no one's gonna love you like I love you, correct. But there is always somebody who will love you.
But there's some new love.
Differently, abundantly, or not. Mm-hmm. All these different ways. And at some point, you make a decision as to who he's gonna fit with for the long haul. That's a decision. People want to believe that it's like this other thing. It's a decision.
Of course.
You're attracted to it based on unconscious things, even down to the biological, hormonal, that whole nine. You're attracted to it based on that. But the decision is a decision. And hopefully it's a conscious one if you're with another person who's mindful.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? We're doing this to heal as who we are because along the way socialization has made us into something new, and so we need to regress a little bit back to the state of we're just fine as we are, and all the things that come up, the good, the bad, the ugly, all the things that just are fine. There's no good, there's no bad, and we're committed to realizing that for the long haul because it's going to be a lifelong journey.
Jeez. Do you feel like you can only take that with one person?
I don't feel like you can only take it with one person, but I think it's probably the most concentrated if with one person.
What do you mean?
Because who you are right now is going to be entirely different than who you are when you're 50. And I won't know that if I'm not with you when you're 50.
Okay.
And all the pieces of you that become that 50-year-old.
Yeah.
And all the pieces that I become as you turn 50. And what that is in relation to the other person. It's more concentrated, more focused with another person. If you have it split, then just like anything.
What do you mean split?
If you meet a person at a different point in your life, they have no history of who you were.
Do they need it?
You don't need it.
Because are you in a relationship right now?
No.
Okay, so you're going to meet someone at, I won't ask your age, but whatever age you're at now, you're going to meet someone at some point.
But
they're not going to have a history of, so it doesn't matter.
They're not going to have an active history. But because of who I am today, all the stuff of who I was before will come forward.
Yeah, exactly. But that same thing will happen at 50 as well.
And we have to explore that.
Yeah.
But what comes of that, not having that active history together, makes it less concentrated to me.
You think so?
I do.
I do. Here's why I disagree.
But I don't think you have to have it with one person. I just think for me, the commitment to the one person, to that journey with this one person together, is more focused, it's more concentrated.
It's important if it works. For me,
But that's the commitment, is to...
But what if it doesn't work?
But I don't...
What I mean is, like, I feel like... commitment for me is like... I don't feel like people should be committed to people.
No. Okay,
no, wait. Let me finish. I don't feel like people should be committed to a person. They should be committed to love. Like really committed to love. Because then if you're committed to love and you see that love in another person, you will always remain together. Does that make sense?
Right.
Because you're both committed to that love.
Right.
But if you're committed to a person, then anything that person does, or when things go sour, or when the same kind of feelings you had kind of wither away over time, as it does sometimes, you're still gonna...
As it does all the time.
I can't say all the time, because there's people I know who've been together for 60 years.
But there's been times when whatever
Yeah,
feelings you had weren't there.
Okay, so it doesn't always, things plateau and go like that, right? It's life, but I'm saying, my train of thought.
Sorry.
I'm saying, like, if you're together with that, what am I saying?
Don't be committed to a person. Be committed to.
Well, exactly. So what I'm saying, that if you're committed to a person, what can happen is now, even when all of that goes out of the door, you are now killing yourself, right? Because you're committed to a specific being rather than what you have together. Does that make sense?
Yes, but that's not exactly what I'm talking about when I say like whether or not it can happen with one. Okay. Yes, it can happen with one person. Mm-hmm. But what you're committing to is not necessarily that person. You're committing to the journey of this, of realizing who you really are, which to me means you're realizing that you're all that is.
Yeah.
And you're realizing that together, and you've chosen that you're the person that I'm going to do this with. That is the ultimate love. Mm. So that's not attached to my butterfly feelings for you. Mm. That's not attached to me looking at you and saying, this person still looks at me with the same
Google eyes.
Yeah. No, that's not attached to that. That's where are you right now, consciously? Because I feel like you're absent from your own life. You say you want to do these things, but I'm not seeing it. What's happening with you? Uh-huh. Nothing to do with I love you, let's, be romantic together. You're almost an accountability partner to one another, and you've decided that you're the person to do that with. And it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It doesn't even have to be the person you're married with. Sometimes it's your best friend. Sometimes it's your brother. Sometimes it's your mom.
Hell yeah. It's another human being.
So when you talk soulmates have very little, if anything, to do with romantic love. Romantic love, to me, it's wonderful, it's fantastic, but it's it's the surface level love. It's the Valentine's Day, make you feel good.
Romance.
It has its place.
What, romance?
Yeah.
Me not in no romance.
It has its...
me not Roman. Me look like Roman to you. Me not in no romance. Go ahead.
No, it has its place, but...
It has its place, but I feel like it's given too much. There's too much PR around romance.
Yeah, and there's not enough around realizing who you really are in this life, in this existence. Mm-hmm. And if you choose somebody with which to go through this existence with, that's a powerful thing. Things will come up in you that you did not know were there. You will create things in another person that they didn't know was there. Mm-hmm. And you're going to reinvent constantly if you're both committed to that idea of doing that very thing, which is love.
We're together. We on this.
So there's many soulmates. Have I met a soulmate in life? Yeah, for sure.
I agree. I feel like soulmates could be like brothers.
Yeah.
Sisters. Family members. Friends. Random acquaintances. I feel like soulmates it's not tied to what you physically look like or physically have. Do you know what I mean? That's why in one way I can understand homosexuality. Mm-hmm. That's especially like because for me I'm like it's all like because whenever we talk about homosexuality it's always on a surface level. And
of just attraction.
Yeah, and so that way it grosses you out. It's like, what the fuck? You're a man. Why are you kissing a man? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What elevated my thinking was understanding the souls. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So a soul has no gender. Do you know what I'm saying? A soul has no, particular, allegiance to one sex type or another. Like it's just a soul. It's a spirit. It does what it does. It has its own function. And so I feel like two people can be tied in that realm of things.
And then that is what leads.
I think two people are tied in that realm.
Not can, and that is what leads the body and the mind. For me, do you know what I mean? But
on the surface level, people will feel, oh, that's disgusting, because they're only looking at the physical. And the same thing can be said the opposite way.
Yeah.
Where,
I've heard that.
My friends say, well, heterosexual sex is disgusting to me. Like, ew, get that away from me, kind of reaction.
Girl?
It's a guy. And I don't think I've heard any of my female friends say that. But my guy friends have said, like, heterosexual sex grosses them out. They don't want to see it any more than we want to see homosexual sex. So... But then there's people who don't want to see any sex whatsoever because they're prudes. So because they're prudes.
What's prude?
Like, you're reserved, you're prudish, you're squeamish around taboo topics.
Some people don't get sexually excited.
Yes. Which I have trouble with
not because
that, only because I wonder, I'm almost always thinking like there has to be something wrong.
Why?
Maybe not.
Look, the only reason you don't think there's nothing wrong with homosexuality is because society's created the environment for us to understand it. And so we can sit here and say, they call it asexual, right?
Yeah.
We can say that about an asexual person, something's wrong with them, but then as soon as the environment gives you the foundation in which to understand that kind of person, then it starts to make sense.
I mean, it's